Welcome to SML Total Access, where we break down news, predictions, and more in our Madden League. Now, let's get fired up for SML football.
Hello and welcome back to SML Total Access, backed by popular demand, the greatest podcast on the SML network. I am Primetime000, and with me is my trusted co-host, Tiny Titan. What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. Ready to get back into it. It's been almost a month now. It feels like, man. It's been a long time. We need to get back going into it.
Yeah, we're back in the saddle again, like Aerosmith. Feels good. Hey, man, we don't mess around here. Let's jump into first down. First down. This wasn't my idea. Now everyone's gonna say I'm a Dan hater, but I'm just gonna hang you out to dry here. This was your idea. You wanted to talk about Dan, so here we are talking about Dan. What's your thoughts on Dan just kind of being this season?
Well, don't just throw me out there like that. Like, everybody's probably wondering why Dan is 5-4. I'm 4-5, and it's like, wow, Dan's only one game better than me. That's saying a lot this year, man. I'm kind of curious what his deal is. Like, he seems to be playing as well. Like, I played him a few weeks ago, and we played a very good game. Of course, his defense is top 10 in basically every category, and that's what my problem was. I only scored 9 points, I believe, whenever we played, but I think I held him. I think it was 21-9, if I remember right. So Dan's just having issues scoring, in my opinion. I mean, from the game that I played him in. So I'm not sure what his scores was in all his games. His offense isn't statistically ranked as high as his defense is, but so his losses are against Meats and Matt, which Matt's having a great season, and Future and Bomber. So those aren't bad losses at all.
No.
But his wins are against Raider, Paulie, who's having an awful season, and against me and RD, who's having kind of a down year, it seems like, and DW, who for some reason Dan seems like to have his number. DW has my number, man. Like, whenever we play, for some reason our matchup does not work out well, but he seems to have DW's number. So I don't know. Dan seems like every other season, it seems like he would just dominate every game, do his 12, 13 play drives, run himself up and down the field, and then get a pick on the next drive. And then he just pretty much puts everybody out of the game pretty quick. And he's just not doing that this year. And I don't know really what the deal is. Like, I haven't watched enough of his games to know, what he's doing wrong, what he's doing different. I'm not really sure. I just know he's not playing as well as he has been accustomed to.
So, this season, obviously some losses that, not shockers, but games that I think we're used to him. Almost all those games he's favored in. Obviously, he was kind of schooling Bomber early in the cycle, so that's obviously a game he typically is favored in. The question is, do you buy into the disappointment Dan thing?
No, I didn't, but this year is kind of making me wonder. I don't know, man. Like, he's never had a season like this. Like, did he not every season either be undefeated or 2 losses or less every other season?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's got 4 already, and we're just a little over halfway. That's saying a lot.
The reason why I kind of call him Disappointment Dan is because he was picking 26th in the team selection draft. Probably should have got a bad team, but he got a great Denver Broncos team. No fault of his own. I mean, that's great for him. But he, there's a lot of hype, a lot of Dan believers in the SML who have played with him in other leagues and said Dan is a great player. So here's Dan with this great team, great player, and with that, he went 16-0 season 1, and then he went 1 and done in the playoffs. Obviously, when you go 16-0, your team's gonna get developed really quick, which they did. He did win a Super Bowl. And then his team's really strong after that. And then after that, he hasn't won a Super Bowl. He fell apart against RD in the Super Bowl. Just a complete choke job. That game was one of the biggest choke jobs of the cycle. Obviously, he hasn't beat me in the playoffs now 2 seasons in a row. Now Bomber's caught up to him. And we got to take a rewind back to one of the biggest moves of an offseason a few years ago. Maybe the biggest mistake made was when he traded that X-Factor quarterback away to get a mediocre defensive end. Dan overthought it And now this great icon in other leagues is starting to struggle and not win the big game in the SML. So we'll see how it plays out. That's why he's a disappointment. That team is literally stacked from the top down. Winning one Super Bowl after having such a good team to start the cycle would be a major disappointment, and that's why I call him Disappointment Dan. But Dan, we're not just going to talk about you. We're going to talk about some other things.
Well,
yeah, go on.
Yeah, well, I was going to kind of compare him to the Colts. You've
Mhm.
had Peyton Manning
Mhm.
and Andrew Luck for all that time, and how many Super Bowls? You
Yes. One.
So that's
That's what that is.
Or also like the Packers, I guess too, are the same way.
Yeah, that's a great the Aaron Rodgers Packers. Where how many NFC Championship games has Rodgers been in now? I think it's like 4. I mean, they
yeah, but it seems like, and I love Aaron Rodgers. He's probably my favorite quarterback to watch play. But the dude pukes in the big, he lost to Kaepernick. He lost to who was it in the other championship game? I don't remember. But I mean, he's lost some games, some big games there in the playoffs. So it's like, how? You don't understand, because he plays so well throughout the regular season. Now, one thing, are you at your computer? Are you able to see his schedule? Because I did not write his down for some reason.
Yes, I do have a schedule. 1 second here.
Let me hear it real quick.
And while we're talking about this, keep in mind last cycle Dan was in the NFC Championship game, and he lost to NYT. So something else to consider. But to finish out this season, he has Death Wish, Dump, the Latin Yank, NYT, Knoll, Spooky, and Future. So Dan's gonna make the playoffs. Pretty light schedule.
Yeah. So he'll probably win at least. He may lose 1 or 2 of those games, maybe.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say before we finish this topic is, I watched probably 75% of that game against Bomber, and just Bomber was in control of that whole game. There was no time at no point in that game where I thought Dan was going to win.
Yes.
And I've never felt that way watching Dan play a game before.
Except for when he plays me.
Well, you can say what you want there.
So, yeah, I'll post the box scores in this video, guys. Go ahead. Just if you've clicked it off because this is a podcast, open it back up. Check out the box scores. You'll see. Let's move on now to second down. Falling down strategy. There was a game you had where I think instead of scoring a touchdown, you fell down to kick a field goal. And maybe some clock management stuff. What's your thoughts on strategy like that?
Yeah, so this was another topic I offered Dan and this topic for this show. Like I told you, I beat Dump yesterday, and that's a big win for me. Whenever me and Dump play all the time, he usually beats the crap out of me. But I think there was 20, 30 seconds left, and he didn't have any timeouts, and he just scored to get ahead by 1, I believe it was. And I had a breakout run to get a touchdown, but there may have been a pass. I don't remember what it was. But I was there at the 15-yard line, and I was like, well, I got to fall down. I don't want to give him the ball back because I know how Dump is. He could just toss it over my head easily. That guy can score in 10 seconds if he wants to. And I just fell down, and I felt kind of dirty for doing it. But, is there anything wrong with that? I know there's no rules for it or anything like that. But, as sportsmanship, I kind of wonder what everybody in the league feels about that. Because, I'm one of those guys that, of course, I'm not ahead a whole lot in a lot of these games. But, if I get up 14 points, I start just running every play, because I start feeling like the guy that I'm playing is going to get pissed off because they think I'm trying to run up the score and just get stats from my dude or whatever. And I'm not, but you know what I mean? So it makes me feel bad. I shouldn't feel that way. That's sports, if you can't stop them, oh, well, that's on you. But, yeah, the falling down thing, like I said, it just kind of made me feel dirty when I done it, but you got to do what you got to do to win the game.
It's not dirty at all. We can name off multiple examples from real life. Bradshaw in the Super Bowl against the Patriots, he tried falling down, but then he accidentally just fell into the end zone, and the Patriots tried letting him score. So you have two ends of the spectrum where one team tried letting him score and the other team tried not to score. He fell in the end zone. Then the Patriots drive down and miss a Hail Mary. That's Super Bowl 44 maybe. Look at the Falcons and Lions this year. Todd Gurley, Matt Ryan told him in the huddle, hey, don't score here. Instead he falls into the end zone, and the Lions get the ball back with 40 seconds and get a touchdown and win the game. It's gamesmanship, and I think that's what separates the great players from the good players is stuff like that. That, hey, how much time's on the clock? How much timeouts does he have? How much do I have? stay in control of the game and leave the BS Madden bull crap out of the game. You don't know if there's going to be a pass interference. You don't know if there's going to be a Memorial Day miracle. Control what you can control. Don't do stupid stuff now. Don't go running in circles and high stepping and stuff, but get out of bounds, get down, put conservative carry on, do a halfback dive, knee, whatever you want to do, and finish that game up strong. But just make sure you don't mismanage it after you give up the play. But yeah, I think it's clean for sure.
And that's what that's kind of what you brought up. I didn't even bring that up in my first point, but who knows? Like especially against a guy like Dump or some of these guys that have really high powered offenses has these plays where they know they can get 40 yards right off the bat. They already know like he's down or he's up 1. He knows if I kick a field goal, he's gonna be down 2. If there's 40 seconds left, his best bet is to let me score a touchdown so he can try to get a touchdown in 30 seconds. So so you got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Let's move on now. Let's keep this thing going here. Third down. We're ready on third down. And something interesting, some SML news now. Coop 6-2 as of this recording. Figs is 5-3. First of all, bravo, hand clap. Figs and Coop. Now let's get to business. Are they pretenders? Are they contenders? Or is this a feel good story and should we not even say?
All right. So first off, when you told me Coop was 6-2, I about fell down. I had no idea at all that he was 6-2. Figs, I've been kind of keeping up with. We played week 1. He played really well, so it kind of surprised me right off the bat because we played last season. And I think I blew him out by like 30 points. But he was in that. You know how Figs gets when he's down. He's out of it, man. He ain't even trying.
Yeah.
But I went to look at Coop's team. Dude, his team's 85 overall.
That's good.
I had no idea. He's got a really good team, and I know a lot of people say overall doesn't matter, and I get it really doesn't. Speed is the main thing. But when you got an 85 overall team, that means like the guys you're not controlling are probably doing their job for the most part. But yeah, so Coop's played well. Now his wins are against Woods, Koopa, Raider, and Two Step. So that's 3. That's like the Woods was a good win. And then Rowan and Noel, those are pretty decent wins.
Yeah.
And his only losses are against NYT and Grams. Grams has had an up and down year.
Grams has had a down year.
Yeah. Well, I like Grams. I'm not going to talk about that too much. But anyway, so you can take that for what it is for his wins and losses. Now his remaining games are against you twice, Bomber twice, football team, KJ, and Clinky. So like I don't know if the dude's going to win another game this year. So
yeah.
That's kind of scary for him, dude. He had a really light first half of the schedule. The rest of it's pretty rough, man.
Yeah, I think he could get to 9-2, and then man, the wheels might fall off the bus there.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure. He could end up 9-7, and who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you still might make the playoffs.
Yeah,
9-7.
but the problem is Dan's going to be fighting for one of those spots now. Dan's probably going to be fighting for one of those spots. Now, something interesting you made because. I think he's a legit contender just because he's so, he started off so hot. Figs, we'll see. Either way, Figs, great job on a bounce back year. Very easy to shut it down after what he went 0-16 maybe. I mean,
I think he went 0. I don't know if he went 0-16 twice, but I know he did once.
So
and the second one was close.
Yeah. So obviously great bounce back year. But one comment you made, I kind of want to highlight on because I think the league has a misconception. I saw Dan say it in chat, and some other guys say it. Like team overall doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like especially depending on what abilities you have. Like if both teams are similar overall and abilities, if one team's got the stacked abilities like Meats had the Ravens last year, then obviously the team with the strong abilities has the edge. But generally speaking, I mean, let's be real. I mean, if you have an 87 overall team, your team's probably going to have more abilities because you have a higher overall team, which means more abilities are going to be unlocked, and you're just going to have better reacting players more often than not. So let's not completely throw that away. I mean, Coop's got a good team, and he's built a good team despite not winning a lot of games. So to the guys who complain about not being able to build a team when they can't win, I think Coop's a good recipe for, hey, maybe you just suck at drafting and suck at team building because Coop's doing this and he hasn't made the playoffs once.
Yeah, I could agree with that because, for example, I looked at Faz's team. He's 82 overall.
Yeah.
But, so I don't know, man. It's, and Faz is always right there at the top. But Coop's drafting well, and
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot with team building. I'm really surprised with how good his team was because Coop's always kind of been kind of where I am, a little under 500 ish,
Yeah.
somewhere around in there. And I'm not the best at drafting at all for as an understatement.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted to get to Figs real quick. I didn't get into him.
Uh,
His wins were against me, Phil General, Mike, and Latin. That's his wins. So let's just slow down on Figs. Now I was trying to. I've been feeling like Figs has been playing better, so I was kind of hoping he was going
yeah.
to, do good this season. And his losses are against Faz, Lawyer, and D-Muse. So his schedule coming up is against Fins twice, Colt, Noel, Matt, Faz, Polly, and Clinky. So his schedule is not that rough,
907
but he
maybe.
hasn't really proved. Yeah, so he hasn't really proved anything in his wins, except Field General. I think I know his record doesn't show it, but the dude plays really well most of the time.
Yeah.
And his team stacked. Where Dookie built that team up, and then Field General's kind of just kept it going from what it was.
Yeah.
And he I think he beat the crap out of him. Honestly, I think he beat him by like several points.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Field's got the problem. I think Field and Grams have the same problem where they're still trying to throw it deep over everybody, and you got to adjust to Madden. You can't make Madden adjust to you. You've got to understand that, hey, run the ball and take your check downs and just kind of try to contain the run when you're on defense. And you're going to be in a lot of freaking games, a lot of them.
Yeah. Now, Field, I don't think doesn't have that. I don't remember, but I don't think he has that great of a running back. But now, like Grams, what you're saying is what we was talking after the game, and I'm sitting there saying, like, why'd you stop running with Zeke?
Yeah.
Man? I mean, I get it. I was hit sticking him a lot and stuff, and that's what he kept saying, that I was going to hit stick him. But it's like
you're going to hit stick the receivers too.
You got to keep running. I don't care if you're getting 2 yards every time. Eventually, you're probably going to break one.
Yeah.
Except Dan was the only one I think I played that I could not break a run on.
Yeah. Now, let's move on now to fourth down here. Let's keep this going. Okay. Faz. We talked about him a little bit. Let's try to make this one quick here. Can Faz repeat? Can Faz go undefeated? And after all that, who can stop Faz in the NFC or AFC or both?
All right. So can Faz repeat? I'll say yeah.
Will Faz repeat?
Will Faz repeat? I do not think he will.
Whoa.
So I hate to say this for my brothers in the NFC, but I feel like the AFC's probably got this Super Bowl this year. I feel like you guys are just way too tough. NFC just feels down this year. I know Meats is on the rise a little bit.
Yeah.
Faz has been, obviously fantastic this year. He's undefeated. He's playing right now, and I don't have the game on, so I'll check it right after we get off recording here. But I think he'll win the rest of his games. There's week 15 and 16. He has Matt, and then he has Meats back to back. I think he'll lose one of those games. Maybe against Matt, because Matt's probably upset he had to give away that win or his undefeated season there. I don't remember who he played, but he had to give it away because he was out of town. And then Meats has been playing really well this year. Not just saying that because he beat the crap out of me the other day. That was a really off game for me. But I think it's going to be you or Bomber, maybe even Matt.
No.
So we'll see. We'll see. Like whoever he meets up with in the Super Bowl, I think it's going to be a very good game. But I feel like the AFC is just stronger this year all around, in my opinion. And I haven't thought that this whole cycle. The NFC has been stronger all around. But like if you just look at it from both sides, the NFC is definitely a little weaker this season.
Yeah, so to keep my answer quick here, I think Faz goes undefeated, and I think he might make it back to the Super Bowl. And something you said, AFC over NFC. NFC seems to be a little, I don't know how to say this, like fair weather. Like I know Dan called me ADD, but NFC's got some ADD problems, it seems like. Like are they plugged in all the way? I don't know. That's the question. I see vacations. I see this and this going on. Meats and Rowan, like they'll sim their game every now and then because they're just Gen Zers. It's interesting.
Isn't Matt out of town right now?
Yeah, but he's not a legit contender.
Yeah.
Matt's not a legit contender in the AFC.
Okay.
He's gonna get mowed down come playoff time. So hey, let's talk about real stuff now. Let's move on to the extra point and the reason why we're even having this podcast.
This is my favorite topic of the day. Let's go.
Okay, so it's Floyd Mayweather boxed Logan Paul in a letdown, but we have created some fights that we feel would kind of exceed those and maybe get the pay-per-view buys. And before we say our kind of dream matchups, I want to pause and say for next show, we're gonna release a bracket. A bracket of SML boxing, just boxing matchups. Me and Tyner are gonna create it, between all 32 members, and we're gonna have a setup to where the league votes on it, and whether every few days, and it's gonna be a cool thing. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, dream scenario. What's some of your dream matchups in SML boxing?
All right, so I actually wrote down 7, and I probably could have put down 16 for the whole 32. But what I'm going to do is just tell you the matchup and why I want the matchup on each one real quick.
Okay.
So the first one, well, I don't want to say why on this first one, but anyway, Meats and Rowan, just because these guys, like, Paulie makes fun of Rowan's arms and legs and stuff all the time, and then Meats, how he is or whatever. So I feel like that would be perfect.
Yes.
Perfect matchup right off the bat. This one might throw you off a little bit. Dump and Future. Dump because dude's always working out, always about, I think he's a strength coach for his football team.
Yeah.
And then you got Future, the guy that is the endurance guy. He's always running 57 miles through the middle of Memphis, dude. So
that would be a good. And Future seems like he would box like Floyd Mayweather. Like he would take you in the late rounds, and he would like.
Dump would be the guy that's like only taking 3 punches the whole round, but he's gonna knock the piss out of you.
But if he doesn't get a hold of Future's gonna win late.
Exactly. And then another one is Grams and Figs. These guys are going to be drunk before they start. They're going to be drinking beers while they're boxing. Spooky and Bomber, just because I don't know what branches of the military they were both in, but they're part of the military, so it'd be like an American fight right there. Yeah, Bomber would probably take care of that. But KJ and Coop, they're all going to smoke a J before they start.
Yeah. Yes.
And then Lawyer and Field General, we're going to have police, police and lawyers out there.
Yeah.
Watching the ring. And then our main card of the night is going to be Prime and Dan.
Oh yeah, let's go! I had that on mine as well. I would knock Dan out. He's too slow. His hands are too brittle. Okay, so
hey, those nips might get you, man.
Yeah. If he clenched me, he might slice my chest open. So a little undercard action here. I'd have the Battle of the Brothers, and that is Mythical Hedgecock Eagles against Faz. I think that would be fun because they like each other so much that it would just be fun to watch. I have the Texans, Koopa. It would be fun to watch him fight somebody like Lawyer Killer. I don't know why. They both kind of have a similar personality, and I just think that they would just be throwing haymakers.
I can see that.
Now, I would like to see Paulie and Mike just settle their differences. Just settle their differences.
Paulie would go to town on this, man.
I would love to see it, and I would like to see just a typical like America versus Canada bout, whether that's Grams and Fins, because they're like literally the spitting image of each other. They look the exact same. They move the exact same. They talk the exact same. So that would be like a stalemate. But I would also like to see Bomber just finish the job against Fins and just freaking KO him inside one round. I think that would be cool.
There you go.
And obviously, I would like to box. Dan. Honestly, I would like to just box his face off. But
I really hope we don't have this meet up and have a boxing match because Prime, I don't know, man.
I would beat him. I'm convinced. Dan, if you're real, I will literally meet you somewhere and we'll play 1-on-1. And that's coming from the heart. Also, hey, who do you think would win in this click matchup? Matt, Click Boy Matt, or RD?
RD.
Okay.
RD's quiet enough. Like Matt talks a little bit, not a lot, but he talks a little bit. RD's just one of those guys that is just, he's just there, and then he'll pop in and knock him out, and then walk back away and not say a word.
NYT or Lawyer?
Lawyer.
Yeah. Okay.
NYT is one of those Yankee guys that are going to be like, fuck you, and then, flip you a bird and then run away.
Yeah. He'll be dancing around the ring. So, okay. Well, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, or there's more to come for SML Boxing Dream Scenarios. Stay tuned. This is SML Total Access. We're back in action, back in black. That's Tiny. I'm the GOAT. Prime time 000 17-time champ. Hope you guys enjoyed, and until next week, you guys have a great night.